Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be taking a break from all the eyeshadow stuff that I've been talking about all this while and talk about the Pat McGrath lipsticks. So I happen to have collected a few of them over a span of I think a year or so. I still remember the first time I tried one of their minis and I was just hooked. So then I made it my life's mission to collect one every month or so. And I've built up a certain small collection of the sorts, and I'd like to share the swatches of these with you guys, especially because the VIB Rouge sale is coming. I think it's November 1st, and you'll get a 20% discount if you're a Rouge member and 15% discount if you're a VIB member. So I think this is a great time to pick up these expensive lipsticks. I do love Pat McGrath lipsticks, even though they're pricey. I think they are just perfect. So I totally recommend them. They are amazing matte lipsticks. They wear very well, and they are my go-to lipsticks for everyday purposes. So if you are interested in checking out the swatches, like how they look on, a similar skin tone as mine, keep on watching. So first I want to talk about the Pat McGrath lip liners. Here they are. So I have three of them. One's called Contour, the other one's Done Undone, and this one's called Suburbia. And these are just so good. They're first of all very creamy and they do not move. So I mean, I don't know if they're waterproof or not, but they definitely stick around. So I'll just swatch these. So this one's Contour, and mostly I am wearing this lip liner because it's so good for contouring. Seriously, I mean, it's so well named. This one's Done Undone, and if I am applying a lipstick that is slightly pinkier, I use Done Undone. So last one is Suburbia. This one I picked it up, but I don't really use it as much. Sometimes I just use it as a lipstick, but I don't really use this as a lip liner too much. I don't know why, but it's just the way it is. I mostly use these two shades, especially because I am someone who wears very light lipsticks, nudes basically, and this one's a bit dark. So unless I have to apply like a dark pink lipstick, I don't use Suburbia as such. But I still like the lip liner. It just applies really well, works just fine. So I'm going to show you how Done Undone looks on my lips. It's really towards the pinkier nude side, but honestly, if you pick this one or you pick Contour, it's not much of a difference, except that this one's a little bit on the pinkier side. And I'm going to apply Contour when I'm applying other lipsticks, but I'm going to put this on and then I'm going to swatch the LuxeTrance lipsticks. So before I talk about the matte lipsticks, I wanted to talk about the LuxeTrance lipsticks. I have two of them. So one's called She's Heaven and the other one's called Realness. So these are both nude sort of lipsticks, and they are on the glossier side, like they're not matte. And they retail for the same price, I think. I'm going to check that and put the price in the description box or somewhere in this video. But yeah, they are around $38-40, I think. And they are just very nice, creamy, soft, shiny lipsticks, and they wear pretty good. So I really like them, but I don't use too many, non-matte lipsticks. So that's why I decided to pick only two. And I think these shades were very good for my skin tone, especially because I'm only into nudes most of the times at least. So that's why I think this was enough for me. So this is She's Heaven, and this is how it swatches. So it's kind of a pinkish brown shade, and this one's Realness, and this is kind of a peachy sort of brown shades. Going into She's Heaven, so these are like creamy, but they're not too slippery. So That's why they stay longer. So I still have the Undone lip liner, and next I'm going to try Realness, and this is slightly peachy. Next, I want to talk about the MatteTrance lipsticks, and I was applying the contour lip liner, so I'll just show you. And this is slightly gray and brown, so I think it's just perfect for contouring your lips. If you're torn between Undone and contour, I think contour is your safest bet, because it's just it's this nude shade that you can use to contour your lips. It's just auto-suggestive, I guess. So the first lipstick I have is 1995. So a little bit history about these lipsticks. I tried the minis and I liked 1995 and Omi so much that I gave my minis to my sister-in-law and decided to buy the bigger one. And I intentionally picked up the colorful ones, so I bought Omi and 1995 so that they're easily identifiable in my vanity. It's a very nude shade, and this is how it swatches. I have noticed that sometimes this lipstick is too light for my skin shade, and on some days it's just perfect. So let's see what it is today. And I feel like on my skin it looks a little bit pinky. So let's see. Yeah. So I never use this lipstick without a lip liner because I feel like it's a bit light for my skin tone, but it's also that perfect light nude that I can use to, you know, lighten a lipstick, and well, it looks just great with the lip liner. And that's how 1995 looks. The next one is Femmebot, and this is a very beautiful pink shade, pink matte, and I use this so much. If it's a pink nude lipstick, it's Femmebot in my world. And this is how it looks. And they just applies so smoothly, and I don't know if you can notice, but I have a bit of texture on my lips, and these lipsticks just don't enhance that texture, and so that's also one of the reasons why I really like it. That's Femmebot. So I've kind of lost all the lip liner now, and I just want to show you the lipsticks without the lip liner. So the next shade I have is Beautiful Stranger, and it is this corally nude that looks like this. And it's got this peachy undertone. And as I'm applying them, I just want to share that when you apply them, they feel like they're going to be glossy, but after a point, they just settle down and become matte. That's why it's just so comfortable to apply these matte lipsticks, unlike other matte lipsticks that are, you know, very drying, and when you apply, they're like pulling your lips. You don't get that feeling with these lipsticks. So next I have my most favorite Pat McGrath lipstick ever. In fact, my most favorite lipstick, nude, everyday party lipstick ever. And this is the shade Omi. It is the reason why I got hooked into Pat McGrath lipstick. I just love this shade. It is so universal. Yeah, so this is Omi, and I have used this time and again. It's a bit darker than these other shades. So this is Omi. So the next shade I have is part of this mini and it's called Full Panic. And this is a tiny pink lipstick, dark pink. I have to admit, this is not one of my favorite lipsticks. I don't like this hot pink on myself, but I'm sure it looks great on all the other girls out there. I'm just not comfortable wearing such bold colors. Well, depending on the outfit, maybe sometimes, so, but most of the times I don't prefer this lipstick. But still, I just wanted to show you how it looks on my lips, and don't judge me if I look horrible. Whoa. I'm just not comfortable with this bold color. It's definitely more pink than red. And this is the MAC All Fired Up pink lipstick. And just to show you the comparison. So it's a little bit more pink. This one's got a hint of red, but this one's more neonish. So, and I think the camera is catching that neon thing. All Fired Up is less neonish, I guess. So yeah, that's, but I definitely do not prefer this lipstick over my skin tone. So the next shade I have here is Elson, and this is this red shade. It's again part of that mini. So the mini is $25 and you get 3 lipsticks, and these were colors I actually wanted to just, you know, own maybe as a souvenir, but I didn't want these shades for regular usage. So I was very happy that they actually came up with these bold colors as part of the minis. Great job. And this is how Elson looks. And she has a bunch of different reds. I feel like this Elson shade looks great on my skin tone. There is another shade, Fever Dream, which I think I've used in one of my previous videos, and I'm going to link that video. You can see the Fever Dream shade in that. I've actually lost that lipstick. I have tried looking for it. I just can't find it. So, but that red lipstick is something I would wear more compared to this one. So this red has a bit of pink under it, but not a lot, which is why I'm okay with this. Usually I don't like red lipsticks with pink undertones on my skin, but this one's fine. The application is just really bad, but oh well. So this is Elson. So the next shade I have is Obsessed, and this is probably my most favorite colorful lipstick in the Pat McGrath matte collection, and this is the reason why I bought the tiny ones with the red and the pink, because this is an amazing orange color, and this is how it looks. So I prefer this over the red lipstick. I want to show you a comparable with the MAC lipstick, the only orange that I have from MAC, and this is So Chawed, and this is how it swatches. So they're pretty similar. It's just texture wise it's a bit different, but they're pretty comparable. I love this orange. So this is Obsessed. So a quick update on Obsessed. Because I'm not so comfortable with too much of red lipstick, I do notice that this has a bit of redness underneath it. I know you cannot tell in the camera, but I see it right at the edges, and that kind of gives that orange yet a little bit of red appearance, which you might like it. On the other hand, I don't want that redness to come out. So what I usually do is I take this MAC liquid lipstick, and this is in the shade Quite the Standout. So this is this very orange liquid lipstick, and I really like this shade. This is how it looks, and I apply this underneath and then apply Obsessed, so then this redness on the outside doesn't show. But that's just my personal preference. I just wanted to share how I use Obsessed whenever I do. but usually I'm more of a nude lipstick kind of person. So the last shade I have is Antidote, and this is this very purpley sort of shade, and this is how it swatches. So I'm going to be using this during the fall season. I usually don't wear this shade in the summer. So it's not patchy at all. Usually if I apply like a purple lipstick, it's sometimes quite patchy, but that's not the case with this lipstick, and I like this shade a lot. It's a nice berry purpley shade, and that's Antidote. Next, I want to talk about the Pat McGrath glosses. So these are amazing glosses. So my favorite are the Marc Jacobs lip glosses, and these just are right there. So they are expensive, but I don't mind spending money on these because they are super comfortable with a good range of shades, so I really like them. So the first one I want to swatch and show you is Flesh Fantasy. This is a nude shade, and it's got no shimmer whatsoever, and this is how it looks. And I almost forgot to swatch it on my arm. So that's Flesh Fantasy. And I'm using my left hand, so the swatches are just a bit crazy. Next shade I have is Sunset Rose, and this is this very pinky nude shade with a bit of sparkles, and this is how it swatches. I should really be doing this in daylight, but it's winter time, the day ends pretty soon. This is Sunset Rose. They're really comfortable, creamy, soft, and they don't, make your lips stick too much. So they are really, really good quality. So that's Sunset Rose. And I want to switch off the light and see how it shows up. Let me do that. And that's how it looks. I think I'm going to keep this light this way so you can see the glosses. Next shade I have is Bronze Temptation, and this is part of the mini. The other two shades was Flesh Fantasy and I forget the name. I think it was Flesh 4 or something. So I think I ran out of both of those shades, and this is the only one that is left. And I think this has survived because it was out of sight. I found it in one of my coat pockets, and so yeah, this one survived. And swatches like this. I think this light shows up the colors a little bit better. So even though Flesh Fantasy is looking similar in this light, it's actually a little bit different because it's got some golden specks in it. And Flesh Fantasy is like just straight out nude with no shimmer whatsoever. Yeah, it shows up better on the lips. So it's slightly darker and it's warmer. So that's Bronze Temptation. So the next shade I have is this blue lip gloss, and it's called Astral Moonflower. I really, really like this lip gloss. It's basically sheer and it's got blue specks, and lately I have been into anything that's got blue specks. So this is how it swatches, and it's just got blue shimmer in it. Like, yeah, that's how it swatches. So here's the thing about lip gloss swatches. I feel like swatches of lip glosses have no value in my world. You have to apply them on your lips to know how exactly they look like. That's just my opinion. I mean, with swatches you can get some idea, but I feel like until you apply them on your lips, you really can't tell how it'll look on your lips and what's kind of the subtle difference between, say, two lip glosses. Yeah, I feel like you have to apply them to know. Anyway, so this one's Astral Moonflower. So that's one layer. I'll just apply a bit more so it shows up. And can you see those blue specks? They just complement the pink lips, and I just feel it's just such a great gloss, and you can apply this on any lip color as a topper and it just enhances the lipstick. So I really like this gloss. And I'm applying like multiple layers, but it doesn't do that thing where, you know, those lips kind of stick and there's this layer of something sticking between the lips. It's not happening. So that's Astral Moonflower. Next I have Paraphernalia. So this is like a slightly purpley pink sort of gloss, and it swatches like this. Boy, I am not a left-handed person, as you can clearly tell. Like, my swatches today are just horrible. So it's got a bit of shimmer, but it doesn't show up on the lips. It's pretty no shimmerless sort of pink shade. Pink slash purpley shade. And I really like this gloss. So that's Paraphernalia. So the last one I have is this shade right here. It's Astral Flashdance. And this to me feels like a combination of Paraphernalia and this Moonflower shade. It's pink with the blue specks. But I actually bought this one first and then realized I don't have a Pat McGrath non-shimmery pink shade, which is why I later bought this, and then I later bought this. This one I bought first, so that's why I have like all three. Had I bought these two first, I wouldn't have probably purchased this one. Anyway, it's still a very beautiful gloss. Let me show you. This is how it swatches, and again, the swatch is just horrible. So it gives that very light pink and blue shine. Not sticky at all, and just fabulous. And so that's Astral Flashdance. So while we're on this light, I thought I'll show the lip swatches as well in this light. So that's how these look. Take your time. So that's the Antidote and orange shade, and I think you can tell the difference between the pink, red and orange here. And that's Omi. And yeah, so these were the LuxeTrance lipsticks. That's 1995, that's Femmebot, that's Beautiful Stranger, and that's Omi. So yeah. And oh yeah, if you see the lip pencil swatches, I am trying to rub them and they do not move. So these are like really, really good. And even when I like rub the makeup wipe, which is a mess right now, but it still has something left, it doesn't budge that easily. Like, you have to really go in there to get rid of it. So that's what I really like about these lip liners. So they are pricey, but they work. So yeah. All right, so this has been my lipstick slash lip gloss slash lip liner collection from Pat McGrath. Needless to say, I love this brand. I love these lipsticks. I've been a huge fan for quite some time, and I've been trying to collect these. I did have to adjust a bit of lighting here and there only so you could see the swatches better. Don't rely on these arm swatches. I know they're horrible, but rely on the lip swatches. I think in general, I think that's a better way of telling how a lip gloss would look on your skin. And if you're trying to pick these up, do check out the Sephora VIB Rouge sale. If you're a Rouge member, you get 20% discount or 15% if you're VIB. So yeah, that's definitely a good way to collect these expensive kind of makeup products, but they're definitely worth it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Do like and do subscribe to my channel. And until the next time we meet, bye.